Hello and welcome to I Care, I Volunteer, the show that brings to you the issues that concern our communities. Before we start, let me introduce you to Volunteer MBC, your local volunteer center serving the cities of Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon. Volunteer MBC helps to connect volunteers and appeal to meaningful opportunities. So, if you are looking for a volunteer opportunity, log on to volunteermbc.org to ensure that you receive a full, meaningful volunteer opportunity. Volunteer MBC also offers many learning opportunities via its Learning Center for volunteer engagement professionals, board members, and volunteers of all ages. Volunteers are the unsung heroes in our community. It is through their selfless dedication that many of the much-needed programs and services in Mississauga, Brampton, and Caledon can be provided. The time and talent volunteers provide makes a difference in the lives of people and impacts our communities. They help deliver critical services, to name a few, from serving as volunteer firefighters or participating in search and rescue, to delivering meals to homebound seniors or homeless youth, to manning the phone lines at domestic violence and sexual assault centers. You likely cross paths with a volunteer at least once, if not several times a day, to discuss the social impact that volunteers make. We have with us Vikram, Larissa, and Serene. Hello, guys, and welcome to the show. How are you guys today?
Awesome.
Excited to be on the show?
Of
Yes.
course.
Little nervous?
Butterflies.
Don't be nervous. It's going to be great. Okay, so I want to get to know a little bit about you guys individually. So I know, Serene, that you are actually a volunteer right now. So give us a little bit of insight as to where you volunteer and what you do.
So I volunteered with the Syrian Canadian Foundation, SCF, in partnership with COSTI. And the biggest volunteer part that I participated in is a children's program that we provided for the Syrian newcomer families. And so it was a once-a-week thing, and we would organize programs and activities, fun and also educational activities. And it'd be something for the newcomers to, look forward to and to just, have fun and get integrated within our community.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Very interesting. How did you get involved in that?
Well, my mom is actually the co-founder of the Syrian Canadian Foundation, so I kind of wanted to be a volunteer, and also I love kids, so it was kind of something that I was really excited about. And it was, it's important for volunteers to be there for the Syrian newcomers because, they came here, they don't know anyone. They're right now in the Toronto Plaza Hotel. That's where it was happening, and they're in temporary housing, and they need a lot of help in so many different areas. And the kids right now, they couldn't go to school right away, so they don't have anything to do during the days, and so that's where we came in and provided children's programs for them.
Awesome. So with that being said, what impact do you two feel that these volunteers have on organizations?
I believe all this volunteer organization, they are always constrained in terms of the funding as well as in terms of resources, both from financial perspective as well as from the technical perspective as well as skill perspective. These volunteers bridge that gap, so organizations are able to serve their customers better.
Taylor, I think from an immigrant perspective, how all immigrants, they're new to a place and they're kind of nervous and they want to, get their foot into the door. It's a very, very approachable when they see a volunteer or they have a volunteer organization that helps them do just that. Be able to even speak to somebody when you come here new. It kind of makes you feel very easy. And it just gives you that, as an immigrant, I myself didn't know there's something exists as volunteer. And then only when I came to Canada, I realized, okay, there is something like that where people do give back, and they really don't need to do it. And so it kind of, kindles inside of you that, okay, someday you want to give back as well. And yeah, it just helps you open up.
Yeah. So very quickly before break, I just want to know what opportunities do you feel that are being missed when people don't show up for just maybe even a day?
I believe even in the volunteer organization, they work like any other organization. So the cost of missing is similar like other organization. For example, in our organization, all the work is done by the volunteers. Only we have 2 people who are working full time and paid. Rest of the people are doing volunteer work. And if they don't come to work, then we will not even exist.
Exactly. Good answer. Okay, so we're just going to cut to a break, so don't go anywhere. We've got lots more coming up on I Care, I Volunteer here on Rogers. Welcome back to I Care, I Volunteer. I am still here with Vikram, Larissa, and Serene. Now I want to get into a little bit about the impact of volunteers on your organizations and things like that. So in which ways specifically have volunteers made an impact or a contribution to your organizations?
As I said before, our mission is to provide, for senior citizens the home where they can, which are affordable and they can live in the community-like environment. And the concept is that like all the work is done by volunteers. So whether it is in marketing, whether it is HR or administration, all the works are done by them. We have only 2 paid staff, one staff who does the cooking and the one staff who manages the house. The rest of the work is done by volunteers. Yeah. And in addition to that, basically what happens is in the old age, basically people are looking for people who can come and interact with them. All these volunteers, they come very often to the place and they organize special birthday parties for them and tea, coffee, those kind of events. And that provides a kind of a lovely, conducive environment for them to live in.
Perfect. And what about you?
Because VMBC offers, volunteer placement for people of all ages, we can start right from a kid who's 12 years old right up to seniors. It gives people that diversity in terms of, even seniors just coming out and doing outreach. For example, we have a couple of seniors who do that. And really speaking, doing outreach, because I do a major part, I love outreach. It's you are the voice and the strength of the organization that you represent. And so we become the one-stop shop or the hub where we're actually letting individuals know that we actually can connect them to 180 plus different nonprofit organizations that exist. And so both ways we provide first-hand information, because everybody thinks that, I don't have the hours or I have to commit to the hours. But when we give them one-on-one information, then they're easy with it because they can relate it to their work or the experience they would like to have. And then VMBC in turn is represented as the organization that can help each individual no matter what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what impact do you feel that volunteers have specifically on the clients that you serve?
We come across, especially when I'll talk about seniors, because they feel that they're done, right? And then when they hear about some of the stories that we've had, and we have model seniors who are actually at the table with me, and they see the, just the sense of satisfaction that comes, they think, okay, you know what, I can do some more. So just being the role model out there, it kind of influences them to say, okay, you know what, I think I should, because there's no pressure, there's no commitment, and you can just do it as you go. It offers, I guess, an environment where they can see themselves de-stress, and there's no pressure.
Perfect. So I just want to thank all 3 of you for joining me here today on I Care, I Volunteer. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your lovely answers.
Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. We've got lots more volunteer talk coming up after the break right here on Rogers.